You know, recently I've been told that I look way cuter without glasses, and honestly, I kind of agree. So I guess I'm going to be switching over to contacts and touching my own eyeballs on the regular. Exciting stuff, isn't it? That's exactly why I'm using the non-glasses portrait, as you can tell. What is this? What is the start of this video? Anyways, today, hello indeed. It has been a definite hot minute since I've actually recorded. Work has been hectic, but here we are. We're not actually talking about something degenerate this time around. It's going to be a lot more wholesome, I guess. A lot more cooler. I do like my bishies. I do like my boy-on-boy action. That's great. That's amazing. But also, I love my drip. I love clothes. In particular, one of my favorite pastimes is going out with friends and going to secondhand clothing stores, see what you can find. A lot of the stuff you see within my channel, my community tab, tends to be stuff that is secondhand. Not always, but sometimes. As well as I wouldn't say I have immaculate drip, but I have a bit of it going on, I don't know where I'm going with this. Today we'll be ranking the Fire Emblem 7 Blazing Blade characters in terms of pure drip, pure heat, I don't know what you want to call it. If you've been checking out my community tab, I think you've noticed that I've started to drip up some of the characters that you guys want me to drip up, of course. Thank you so much for all the votes, by the way. I tend to get like 70, 80 votes every single time I post one of those, so that's been very motivational, and that's great. Right now, I think by the time this goes up, I'm guessing the Isadora one will be finished. I'm kind of mid-drawing that one. Been a bit of a hectic week, so I didn't get it out on the Monday, but we'll see. But so far I've drawn Legault, of course, and I've drawn Raven and his boyfriend here. So in modernized fashion, of course. I'm not going to be doing every single character with that, by the way, but I will be posting polls every single week in terms of who you want me to drop up next. So if you do want to, help me decide who to draw, then please, just head on over to the community tab. I think if you just stay subscribed and you go to like your subscriptions, the polls might pop up. I don't actually know how it works. But hey, 70, 80 of you are contributing to that, so clearly something is working, right? Now, I do want to make it very clear with this, we're not just rating a character based on pure drip in terms of what they have on. I mean, that is a great start. But today we'll be ranking drip potential. Potential ideas or potential, I suppose visions I have in terms of all these characters. If they were reincarnated today and they had the choice of wearing whatever they wanted, who would be the most drippiest? Let's decide the drip king and queen. I suppose. I have to do some customization. I gotta change up these tiers. Give me a second. Well, I have returned with some great titles, as you can tell. Let's go bottom to top this time. Dripless behavior. We know some characters are going to be there, absolutely. Try harder. Well, I mean, if they tried harder, they might be able to, do something. I don't know. Then we have mid, perfectly in the middle. It actually isn't perfectly in the middle, but it is mid. Then we have a potential woo man, or potential man, of course, bringing back the memes from a few months ago. And then Shadows of Balenciaga, of course. This is still one of the funniest things I've said to Follow 8. I think it was one of the Shadow Dragon episodes, I think, and I just said it on the spot. For those of you wondering, Balenciaga is a luxury clothing brand, of course, mixed with Echoes, Shadows of Valencia, of course. And then we have Drip Lord, a class even stronger than the Lord class. It's the Drip Lord class. So here we are. Okay. I suppose we'll just jump into things. I don't know how long this will be. I mean, I'll try my best to kind of alleviate? I don't know. Try to explain as much as I can. You know what? Let's not go in order, because we're not orderly. It's good to mix things up a bit. So let's see. Well, I suppose we'll go with the characters that I've already I've already drawn. I'm sure the art is on the screen a second time, because I'm egotistical. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I guess I am kind of doing Isadora right now. I haven't fully finished hers at the time of this recording. By the time this is edited, there might be a full picture. But okay. Well, I mean, do I need to explain this? I mean, Legault is definitely Drip Lord. I mean, the cape, the bandana, even within his own game, he's got leather boots, he's got a whole bunch of accessories, a whole bunch of pendants, some capes going on, lots of purples and blues. His Fire Emblem Heroes art kind of does him justice, of course. The scar really adds to that as well on his own face. I don't know how he got it, but he's got that drip. He could wear anything, and I think he would have drip. Like, that's Drip Lord behavior. I think... Wait, why is Knas there? I don't know. I think I accidentally moved him up. Raven is definitely Shadows of Balenciaga tier, I think. He definitely has the looks, that's one thing. Even in his own game, he's got the drip. He's got the collar popping up. He's got the shoulder pad thingies. He's got that really cool looking kind of warrior vibe, of course. Within my iteration, I got him to wear a leather jacket, of course, which I think he rocks pretty well in terms of his, just his demeanor, I guess, his look. And he does have kind of that masculine aura, of course. Whether that's gay or not, it's definitely very gay, but let's not go there. Well, let's completely go there, because Lucius is also here. Again, like I said, I think, the potential is definitely there. Again, this is a potential drip list. This isn't a drip list based solely on the sprites here, because that will make things quite a bit different. I think Lucius also goes in Shadows of Balenciaga tier, and I think it's simply because two things in particular. It's his feminine face and it's his long hair. And what that means is it provides a ton of options. You can do the ponytail sporty look. You can do kind of like a side, when you have the hair kind of only flowing to one side. You can do a whole bunch of different things, right? And I think it really does suit with these, like if you did use, blues and stuff, of course. I think blonde and blue goes really well. With blonde people, they tend to work really well with sky blues or neon blues, even dark blues. Even think about color theory with characters like Dimitri. You have a blue character with blonde hair, and I think that matches really well. You just think about, I guess the three lords in that game, Three Houses, does actually work really well in terms of color theory. You got red and silver for Edelgard, you have yellow and brown for Claude. They're all colors that work really well. Of course, Dimitri does the blue and the blonde. And I do have a bit of a bias with blue and blonde, or blue and yellow. I think it is a combination that works really well. And especially within modern fashion, there is a lot of neon blues and stuff that really pop out, of course. Maybe, you could get black jackets that have neon highlights and stuff, right? And I think Lucius does that really well. He would definitely, go for sort of that e-girl sort of look, I guess. I don't know if that's the right term or not, but sort of this kind of cyber feminine sort of look. This sporty sort of look, I guess. I let Lucius' hair kind of go down in the artwork, because that's what you guys voted on. That was a question I did mention. But I think, personally, I do think he would rock a ponytail really well, especially with a cap or something like that. He's definitely in Shadows of Balenciaga too. Are you kidding me? Isadora's a bit of a different type of drip, but I think I'm going to actually put her in Shadows of Balenciaga as well. She's definitely the kind of older lady that is kind of has her, shit together. I think, if the artwork is done by now, hopefully it is, so I don't spoil this. I was going to draw her kind of like in a trench coat with some boots on and stuff. And kind of this vibe of this sort of, this really well put together woman, right? And I think her sort of, I guess it's just the mature way she kind of carries herself with her lipstick and her makeup and all that, and also her long blue hair and stuff like that, right? I think all that really blends well with clothing items such as trench coats, long boots, that sort of thing. It's definitely this kind of like businesswoman type of deal, right? Very different from the street style that we've seen so far with these three previous characters. But Isadora is definitely up there for sure, without a doubt. I guess we'll just go with just characters that, kind of relate to each other and stuff, because I do want to mix things up a bit. So let's do Harkin next. Harkin's a bit of a difficult one to really imagine. I may draw him in the future, we'll have to see. I do have a list of characters that I will plan on drawing, and others that I'm not too interested in. But we'll see, maybe. Harkin's definitely the type that I can, just immediately think about is someone that just rocks a suit, right? He's definitely, and I think it's to do with his kind of bigger build, and he's got his short kind of well well-managed hair, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no, he's definitely a type that would wear a suit, a business suit, like a black one, with kind of maybe like a dark crimson shirt underneath or something like that. He's definitely... No, I think he is actually in this tier as well. I think both of these two couples are, power couples when it comes to drip. That's all I can say. And I think he would definitely complement Isadora's kind of trench coaty, sort of mature design really well as well, with the whole like suit situation going on. He's definitely a character that's up there for sure, which I didn't immediately think about because he's not a character that's one of my favorites. He's definitely one that I kind of drop under the radar at times when I think about this cast. But yeah, no, he's definitely got the looks, and I think he could pull off something like that for sure. I guess next we'll go for, let's see. I mean, I'm gonna go for Heath. He's got the punk hair going on already. I mean, already. That's like Balenciaga tier, right? I think he's definitely going to be the type that wears a rider's jacket, kind of similar to Raven, leather jacket, of course, boots with heels, platforms, or just heeled ones, it doesn't really matter. Definitely kind of got that goth punk vibe, that sort of rock star vibe, I think. Maybe lots of necklaces and bangles, kind of like those metal things that go around, like bracelets and stuff like that. Definitely just has his spiky hair kind of flowing down, the little patch of his hair that's, kind of dyed in white and stuff like that, with his green neon hair as well. I think, well, this is really difficult because Hagen and Isadora are kind of this smart casual, well, it's not even casual, it's just like smart drip, right? Whereas Heath is very different. He's this kind of outlaw drip. I think personally, I'm a bit of an edgy person myself, so I think I kind of do prefer Heath a little bit. So we'll put Heath up here. I think, in fact, if anything, I do think Lucius is a little bit more drippier than Raven here. But Heath is definitely up there, yeah, without a doubt. I think he is definitely going to be one of the characters. I hope he wins a poll at some point, because he is a character I really want to draw. Because I do have quite a few ideas for that, as I just mentioned. I suppose in the charm of things, I don't know, the however the saying goes, we'll rank Vader as well. I think Vader could be in a similar situation of being a little bit goth-like, but she's a character that I've never considered drawing, to be honest, just because she isn't particularly a favorite of mine, but I do think the scar really does pop when mixed with some stuff like, whether it's leather based. I think she would kind of look like a biker, if anything. Sort of this, like, maybe even like a slightly crop toppy thing, but this like full leather, right? Some damaged jeans, that sort of thing. Her abs for the whole world to see. I don't know. I could definitely see her in Potential Woman, at least. I think, unfortunately, there isn't a ton to do with her hair because she's got like the pixie cut going on, which I think could go pretty hard, but yeah, it definitely does suit her for sure. Yeah, she's definitely going to be like a biker sort of style, which I don't mind at all, but I do think Heath kind of rocks that sort of edgy grunge style a bit more, I think, personally. Alright, we'll go with someone random, whoever my eyes land on. I guess Matthew? Okay. Sure. Actually, I guess we should put the extras in, because there's some extras I do want to draw at some point. I won't be writing all these, obviously, but I suppose we'll bring Layla up as well. I guess we'll bring his boyfriend up as well. Okay, so Matthew is an interesting character. You could go two routes with this, I think. I think you could either go with the like the tank top route or the singlet route, whatever you want to call it. Kind of have a baggy tank top going on with some baggy pants as well. Sort of kind of like dancery sort of vibes in a sense. Like a hip-hop dancer. He could even have a bandana on or something like that. Or you could go sort of in another direction in a sense and really dress him up. You could definitely give him, and I do think he's a character that works a lot better with baggier clothes. You can have baggier kind of hoodies going on. In fact, I guess that is the full fit, isn't it? He could have the singlet underneath and then the baggy jacket over the top with these baggy pants. He's kind of like, I don't know, like, what do you call them? I guess they're kind of like basketball shoes or something, like the flat ones, basically. I don't particularly know what they're called, but, he's Tim's, whatever. He's definitely got potential man energy, I think. I think I like his style a little more than Vader. He's not someone that immediately stands out But yeah, he's definitely up there. Okay, next is Guy. I do think Guy already has quite a lot of potential to begin with. Simply for the fact that he has the headband, he's got the braids in his hair, even his outfit, his Sake outfit is pretty good in base as well, right? I totally could, and you know what, I actually do kind of see a style of him, this sort of like, I guess this isn't really an aesthetic or anything, but the first thing I immediately thought was kind of like, you know, like the Chinese, like kung fu sort of uniform, I guess, or something like that. And I think it's to do with the braids as well. Like characters like Ranma and stuff do that sort of thing as well. He would definitely suit that. But if we are going to drip him up, obviously I'm not going to say that. So instead, I think. He's a bit of a difficult one if I'm not going to be, if I'm going to be honest with you. But I think he's the type, the complete opposite to Matthew, where I think tighter clothes would work better on him. Whether that's tighter jeans, sort of like, like a denim, like a denim jacket or something like that over the top. If he wants to let his hair loose, that would look great too. If not, that works as well. Same deal with a headband, he can have it on or off. I think he is another character that's in the potential tier. He might be lower than Matthew for me though. Alright, Layla. Again, I've said this in another Fire Emblem tier list video. This is me for real, for real. Okay, I don't know. Maybe she's a little bit more drippy than me, but she literally has more or less the same hairstyle that I do, so... you know, I mean, I don't have bright red hair, so maybe a little bit, but no. But I do think, yeah, again, she's got crazy amounts of drip in base game. I'm not putting her in mid, by the way. I just declicked, I suppose. But she is a type that literally could rock anything, I think, whether that's something more pop and more casual, you know, like a crop toppy denim sort of situation. Yeah, that's what I call myself sometimes. I am a denim situation. And then, you know, you could even do stuff like shorts. You could do, I think she could even rock like a gothic look with like skirts. And you know how, I don't know if you guys know about stuff like this, but you can get these gothic, they're kind of like bands, I guess. Kind of imagine like a choker, but it goes around your leg and it connects up to the skirt. I don't remember what it's called in particular. There's some things that I know what they look like and, you know, I know what they are, but I don't particularly remember the names. I guess it's kind of like a brace, but it's purely for aesthetic standpoints and, you know, like chains coming out of her pockets and stuff like that. Layla's definitely drip lord status, I think. she can rock pretty much anything. I think Legault's definitely a little bit more drippier, but Layla's definitely up there. She's a character I definitely do want to draw at one point, so look out for that, definitely. I guess, okay, who's the next batch I want to work with? Let's see, what about, well, we'll go with, I don't know why I went for Sarah and Eric, but I guess we'll put these guys up here. This guy and gal, of course. Sarah's definitely going to be the cutesy moe blob type, whether that's oversized kind of white hoodies, whether that's mini skirts, whether that's like striped socks and stuff like that. She can go full like gothic Lolita and she would make it work, right? You know, like the parasols and all that stuff, really frilly dresses and stuff like that. Is that a type of drip? I think it is. It's not my aesthetic, but I do have friends that are into that aesthetic and definitely live that aesthetic. And you can go two ways with that as well. You can go with the cutesy princessy vibe with the whites and the pinks and stuff, or you can go the other way, which is a little bit more edgier, and go with the kind of like the blacks in terms of that. You know, it ends up looking kind of like a maid in a sense, but you got this kind of like I guess, kind of melancholy sort of like princessy look, right? So I think Sarah, in a sense, would work really well. She would fit right in with a place called Harajuku, which is, you can look it up if you'd like. There's a specific style there. In fact, the avatar you're seeing right now with the shoulderless, I guess it's a jumper or a long sleeve that I have, and I do own this piece of clothing in real life. I bought that in Harajuku. That's kind of the style. I mean, that is one of the styles, this kind of gothic style, but there's also this kind of like Lolita style as well. She kind of actually works really well, I think. I don't know if I'll put her in Shadows of Balenciaga, just purely based on bias that I'm not the biggest fan of this aesthetic, like personally. I wouldn't wear stuff like that, but you know, like I know a bunch of people that actually really like it, and I definitely respect it, so definitely up there. Eric's an interesting one. I think he would work really well with yeah, like definitely like denim, I think, in particular. Maybe even flare jeans, that sort of thing. Kind of like that bomber jacket style, sort of the style that you might even see in universities, maybe even American high schools and stuff. I went to an Australian high school where we had uniforms, so I don't really know, but, whenever you see those American movies that are set in school, and there's like, there's, just people wear bomber jackets, and, like, yeah, like, I guess kind of flary jeans, kind of tight jeans sort of thing. I think Eric would work really well, and I think it's because of his wavy hair in particular that works really well with that. He's not particularly a favorite of mine in terms of units, but I think in terms of looks and stuff for this sort of thing, he's actually pretty good. But would I put him in Balenciaga? I'll put him at the top of potential, man. I could definitely see the potential going really hard, so there you go. That's cool. Alright, well, I guess Priscilla got into my vision next, so we'll do her next. I guess we've already done Raven and Lucius, that's their little support group, but, now Priscilla. I think Priscilla could look really cool, and there's something about it. I'm actually going to bring Nils with me here as well, because this argument kind of works, and also Nino. These three in particular, because they're kind of like, I guess because they are children, right? They're kind of smaller, right? I don't know why I have this vision, but this kind of vision of them having baggy kind of tops, and then they have like really big boots. I'm talking like, I don't even know how to explain this, but whenever I do draw one of these characters, I'm definitely going to drip them up like this at some point, I think. But sort of these boots that kind of platform, kind of, yeah, even comically a little bit large in a sense. And whether that's paired with shorts or long pants, I don't think it really matters too much. But, and you could even do skirts with characters like Priscilla or Nino here, of course. But I think all three of them actually have really high potential of being really drippy. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of Nino in-game or anything like that, but I do think she's actually pretty drippy. In terms of, because she has that neon green hair, it kind of works well with a lot of other like blacks and purples and stuff like that. I think the contrast really works really well, makes her facial features pop quite a bit. I'm gonna put her in potential women, and I'm gonna put Priscilla slightly underneath. I think I'm going to put Nils in the bottom of Shadows of Balenciaga, though. This boy, not only does he have dripping game, I think he would be immaculate in terms of the drip levels when I do draw him. I kind of just want to like draw him kind of like sitting on a roof with his giant boots just dangling down in a sense. And yeah, I think it would work really well. Like I think he would even rock like a hat, like a cap or something like that. And then yeah, like a kind of loose t-shirt, maybe even just something simple like shorts and a loose t-shirt with, those giant boots, some Doc Martens on or something like that. I think, yeah, in fact, I think Nils deserves a little bit higher even. Yeah, he's very drippy, at least in my eyes. I suppose on the topic, we'll rate his sister as well, Ninian. Ninian's another character who I actually am really excited to draw. I'm definitely going to draw Nils and Ninian in the same drawing with the two of them. But yeah, I think Ninian is kind of a similar vibe to Lucius in the sense of bright coloured long hair. There's lots you can do with that. Side ponytails, ponytails on the back. You can just let it all down. You can do a whole bunch of different things, right? You can do braids and yeah, other styles like that, buns and stuff like that. But yeah, she's another character that would work really well with a hat, in particular, I think. Sort of this kind of sporty, sort of loose kind of vibe. She could definitely rock some short shorts, or she can rock some jeans. And definitely something that kind of exposes the shoulders a little. I'm not saying that in a weird way, by the way. Like, I have clothing that does that, right? Like, I'm not saying that in kind of like a weird vision. I just think in terms of just drip alone, I think that would be, a trait that, or, a style that she could wear and she could absolutely rock. Kind of that 2000s sort of dancer vibe, I guess, in a sense. I mean, she is a dancer, to be fair, so she's definitely in this tier as well, I think. Is she better than Heath? I mean, yeah, I think she is. Yeah, I'm going to put the two siblings together. I think that actually works really well, because they kind of work in conjunction of this kind of like street sort of sibling I guess, I don't know, something like that. Okay, well, we ranked Nino, so I guess we'll get Jafar up, and that's it for the thief characters, isn't it? Jafar's a difficult one, because he's so edgy and base. I actually can't think of too much in terms of what I would give him. Honestly, probably even just like a hoodie, and then on top of the hoodie have like a coat on, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a style where you get the collar from the coat underneath the sort of hoodie part that is worn on the inside, if that makes sense. Even kind of like a long sort of coat going on. I guess because of his like head wrap here, he would have some sort of headband going on. And I think again, his sort of bright like crimson hair would also work really well with that. I see him in potential, man. Is he more potentially than Matthew or Guy? Probably a little bit more. I actually think Sarah's actually pretty good in this, which is surprising for me to say because I actually don't care for Sarah at all in terms of gameplay or characterization or anything like that, but I think her style works well. And again, I think with me anyways, if the character has neon hair in a sense, there's just so much more you can work with, I feel, just personally. So there you go. I guess speaking of neon hair, we might as well get Kanas up here. Kanas is definitely the type to rock the kind of sort of like Korean drama, like male model kind of look, sort of like big round glasses, I guess kind of like a baggy, or maybe even like a checker shirt or something like that, with kind of baggier pants and sort of this, you know, this kind of vibe of like, this is a person you see on campus that you really look up to kind of thing. Like there's this really gentle guy that's in your university or something like that. Am I just describing a fantasy of mine? Perhaps. But I think he's definitely a different type. He's definitely a smart casual type, but I think it's still really drippy. And I think I would even put him above Heath. I'm going to put him there. I guess just for the time being, I'm going to move all the characters that I will rate in the extra pile, because I'm not going to rate everyone, obviously. So Limster, yes. Sonia, yes. And then I'll get the Fangs, I guess, Ursula and Linus and Lloyd. I guess Uther can technically go up there as well. I think that'll be about it. So everything up to Limster I'll do. But anyways, okay. So, alright, well in that case, I suppose we'll do... Why don't we do some... Well, we'll do some of the calves, I guess. So, you know what? Let's go with Lon first. Lon's going to be an interesting one. I guess I will keep his hair down if I did draw him. I haven't decided if I will draw him or not, but I guess we'll get Marcus up as well. Get all the calves up here. I think that's all of them. Yep. And yeah, so Lon again, he's got the kind of turquoise hair, which is great. I actually think Lowen would work really well in a suit. Like a yellow suit as well. Something really funky. Something like a yellow suit with kind of like a turquoise shirt on the inside or something like that. I think it would actually look really smart and really casual. Like, yeah. I think he's like up here somewhere. Definitely. Like, even with his hair down, I think it would actually look kind of drippy. Now, Kent and Sane, I'm going to put biases aside. I do dislike this character a ton, but we are just ranking drip, so Kent is a difficult one because he's so stern all the time. But to be fair, I think both of them would actually rock kind of baggy sort of hoodies. I actually do think it would work really well, like checkered ones or something, where one of them's kind of red and white, and then Sane's like green and white or something. Not to mention Sane's already got the really cool headband, of course, and his hair works really well as well in terms of the colors. I think both of them are pretty good. They're definitely not in mid-tier. I'm actually starting to worry that we're not even going to use these mid, try-harder or dripless behavior tiers. Because I'm actually coming up with some pretty good ideas for some of these characters, I must admit. But okay, well in that case, I'm going to put Kent... I guess we'll put Kent and Sane like here. They definitely give off like, these are the two guys at your high school back in the 2000s or something. Like, you know, it's definitely that sort of like a high school crush kind of thing, right? I'm going to put Jafar a little bit under. I'm going to put him like that. Yep, definitely. That's the highest you'll ever see Sane on a list of mine, by the way. Okay, Marcus. Marcus, I think... Well, there's two ways of going about this. You either go kind of the detective route in a sense of getting him in a trench coat with like a hat. I'm not talking like a detective hat, not like a Sherlock Holmesy thing. Like just like, I don't know, like I guess like a top hat or something. Or even one of those. I guess maybe Sherlocky sort of, I don't know what they're called. They're kind of like golf hats, you know. You could do something like that. A long trench coat, that sort of style, like a vest on the inside. Or you could just go with just like, you know, like a suit. Or even like a vesty situation, like I said, where you have kind of like a button-up shirt and then you have like a vest over the top, sort of like a barista, not a barista, I guess a master, is that the right term? Like the, you know, someone that works at a bar counter kind of deal. And he's in his 30s or 40s at this point, right? So it's definitely a look that works. I don't think it's mid, but it's definitely at the end of potential, man. This is difficult because, again, I'm giving everyone so many, like, genuinely good ideas, and it's like, do I drop some people down? Maybe we'll change some stuff up in a bit, but I think for the time being, that's fine. I guess we'll get the Ammonites next, then. We'll get Wallace and Oswin, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, Wallace is gonna be the first one that's a little bit hard to work with. Not entirely just the lack of hair, obviously. His face is also a thing. Well, he would definitely give off, like, grandpa vibes, right? You can definitely get him kind of in, like, a golf sort of outfit or something like that. But is that drip? Is it dripless behavior? I think it is. I think it is. I hate to say it, I think it is. Oswin's a difficult one as well. Oswin's really difficult. He's definitely got the build, which is great. I guess Oswin might even rock like a scarf or something. Trench coat scarf situation. Maybe he's the detective situation I was talking about with Marcus. I'm still going to put him in mid. Because I don't have a ton of ideas. I actually don't think we'll draw him. I mean, maybe. We'll have to see. But yeah. Okay, I think that works. Okay, well, we'll get some of the axe. Well, let's get the axe units next. Hawkeye, Gates. I guess we'll get Dart. I guess we'll bring Rebecca up, because Rebecca and Dart, I do plan on drawing together. So put them two together. Gates, you know, without a doubt, I already have an idea for him, and that is the kind of like, I don't know what they're called. I guess they're kind of like hoodies, but they have the, this is the only way I can describe this. It kind of looks like a lion mane, where you got this kind of like, this kind of blonde or gold wool going all around it. And again, I think it's because he's got that little bit of fluff on his shoulder there. Not to mention he's kind of a big build, right? So it would work really well. And then on the inside, you could, you know, either go casual with like a singlet or something, or you could just go really formal with like a button up and a tie and stuff like that. He definitely has. Is he even? Honestly, I think he's like even up here. I think he's genuinely up here. You know, I don't particularly have a ton of memories with this character by any means, but in terms of drip alone, I still think I like Canas. I like Canas's vibe, for sure. Hawkeye's difficult, because he's always so topless. But I mean, honestly, though, I think, like, kind of maroon brown sort of, either pants or jeans or something like that. Maybe even, like, a vest or something, or a suit, or, I don't know. It's really interesting, isn't it? With the male characters, I'm just like, oh, just throw him in a suit. It's fine. It's fine. Some characters are really difficult, but I think he definitely has potential. I don't think he's mid. I think I'll put him here. Bit of a difficult one to work with, but I think, yeah, no, he definitely works well. All right, these two are like, honestly, like bias aside, they're actually really insane as well, because again, like I said, Rebecca, similar to the whole Neil situation as well, you give her like Doc Martens or something, you give her you know, like a baggy, like even like a hoodie or something. It can either be a skirt or shorts, even jeans, whatever, bottoms she prefers. You've just got a drippy character. What can I say? I actually think she's in Drip Lord class. Yeah, I think so, and I think the green works really well. You know, her whole outfit could be, you know, kind of like dark greens and stuff like that. Dart as well. I think Dart I'm going to put in Shadows of Balenciaga. I'll put him like here maybe. Dart again, you got the headband going on. I would definitely keep that, or I don't know if, I guess it's kind of like a cloth or a towel or something. Kind of got the, I guess it would be sort of basketball player sort of vibes, right? The baggy basketball shorts. And then you could have the tank top, and then on top of that, you could have some sort of jacket going on, with really like, what do you call them? Yeah, like really thick-soled, like sneakers or something. And again, that's the reason why I want to draw Rebecca and Dart together. I think that would make an amazing pair in an artwork for sure, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Okay, well, let's talk about other pairings. We'll get Louise and Pent here. The two married ones, of course. Is there any other pairings we can talk about? I guess we could talk about the three Pegasus sisters. And again, this is purely based on drip, so I don't particularly like these three, but we will, we'll take a look. I guess also we can put Corel and Carla up here as well, because they're siblings. Pent and Louise, immediately I think they're definitely in Shadows of Balenciaga tier. They could literally wear anything, and I think that would actually make it work really well. Well, I mean, Pent in a skirt, I mean, it could work. It definitely could work. But yeah, Pent, you can go the formal route with suits and stuff like that. Same situation with Louise. You can get sort of like a suit and a skirt, or even just a full-on suit, and do it that way, of course. I think even if they wore something kind of lame, and this is kind of weird, but if Pent wore like a hoodie and like sunglasses or something, it would be kind of lame, but they would somehow make it work. I think it's kind of that vibe of like these two are just really dorky, but it works well in a sense. And I think, yeah, like I could literally picture them in like 1,000 different outfits, so I would have put them there. Speaking of Dork, I guess I'll put Dork up here as well. I guess Dork and Bartre can come up. Bartre is a difficult one. He's gonna end up looking kind of like a 1980s like a gym trainer, which is kind of dripless behavior. Dork, on the other hand, is definitely the type that I think would work well. He's got a big build, but yeah, definitely like, even if it's just like shorts and like sandals and sort of even a winter jacket, or, a tank top or whatever it is with that amulet on his neck. He's definitely, I don't know if I would put him in mid. Would I put him in mid? I guess I'll put him in potential man. Although I feel like I should be dropping these a little bit. So sorry to these 5. I'll put Hawkeye there for now. Now Hawkeye can go in potential man, that's fine. Alright, Corel and Carla. Again, long hair has so many different options. Yeah, I could picture Corel in like absolutely anything. You can go the edgy route. With like I said, with rider jackets, with the hoodies with like manes on them and stuff like that. You can go the formal route where he'll kind of look like a host with like full on suit. You can even go with like a bright red suit or something like that. Similar situation with Carla as well. She can go formal, kind of smart casual, or she can just be like, I'm just slapping on a hoodie and shorts that I have or something, and that would also work pretty well, I think. I think Corel in particular is definitely high Shadows of Balenciaga. Maybe even the top, I think. Color's pretty good, but I think at least what does it for me is that Corel is a guy that has long hair. This isn't me being misogynistic. I just think because he's got the manly vibes whilst also having the long hair, it's kind of this thing of like, I don't know what it is. But yeah, it's definitely got this like full-on vibe that I can't fully explain, but whereas Carla would definitely look just like every other sort of anime girl, right? She's not bad by any means. I think she would get dripped up really well. I might put her under Heath, though. In fact, I might even put her under Harkin. She's definitely in this tier, though, without a doubt. Alright, Pegasus sisters, I guess. Florina. Florina's definitely the type. I want to see her in a cap. Definitely. Maybe even something sporty, cap, sort of tracksuity vibe, sneakers. Maybe something like that. I think, though, I'm sorry to Florina fans, I might have to put her in mid. She doesn't do a ton for me. Farina's definitely the tomboy type. So I could see her kind of in like a flannel shirt, sleeves rolled up kind of vibe, with maybe some baggy pants and stuff. It's definitely a vibe. It's definitely kind of this kind of cutesy, like, maybe even like 80s, like city pop sort of vibe. I don't mind it. I think maybe I could probably put her up here. Again, this is the highest you'll ever see Fahrenheit in any of my lists. And then Fiora's the one where I actually think would work really well. It's just which vibe do you go with this? You go with a dancing vibe where it's just, I don't know how you explain it. I guess it's kind of like a crop tubby vibe where it just covers the chest, if that makes sense. And then you have like long pants, and just sneakers. Or you could just go, you could just go kind of like the athletic vibe with like a sports bra sort of situation, tracksuits, or you could, or even like formal. You could, have a full dress on her. She's got a lot of versatility, I think. And it's definitely to do with her face and her long hair as well. I might put her at the top of potential. I could even put her in Shadows of Balenciaga. That's still so funny to say. That's still so funny. I think Heath could be a bit better. I'll put Fiora there, though. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Cool. I guess we have the two Archer boys. There's no other Archers, is there? Alright, well, Will, huh? Will's a really difficult one. I didn't think about it too much. He's actually kind of difficult. Yeah, Will is really tough, because I don't see him as kind of the sporty basketball type, and I don't see him as kind of the streetwear sort of baggy clothes type either. Nor do I see him as like the formal suit type either. I think with Will, that's really difficult actually. Maybe even, I guess you would have to go for something kind of in between, where he kind of has a bomber jacket, maybe some damaged jeans, some kind of worker boots kind of thing going on. I think something like that would work, where it's kind of like super casual, but it's still pretty drippy. I don't think I would put him in mid, but probably low potential, man, because I don't have a clear image of him, like at all. Wrath is easy. Wrath is like, yeah. And I'm not even saying this with bias either. Like, you look at his portrait, this man is Drip Lord. I think he might even be high. Well, no, actually, no. Lookout's the champion, without a doubt. Basically what you do with Wrath, you keep his bandana, you keep his earrings, you give him a bunch of rings on his fingers. You kind of have this kind of loose sort of like, is tunic style the right word? The right word I'm looking for? Sort of kind of this loose sort of clothing. Maybe have a singlet underneath and then kind of like a loose thing over top. You could have shoulders out or something like that. And then with bottoms, you could either go the baggy route or you can go just tight pants, whichever one. And kind of really play into his Cicane roots and have those kind of elements there with all the patterns of the Cicane clothing, as well as all the piercings and stuff that he has and the bandana and whatnot. Wrath is definitely Drip Lord, without a doubt. Yeah, so there you go. If you have a problem with that, then whatever. I guess before we go into the main three, let's just get rid of these three oldies, I guess. Dripless behavior. Yeah, dripless behavior. Renault would look good in a suit. I might put him in tryharder though. Athos? Could you have drip at that age? I mean, I hope when I'm in my 60s and 70s I'm still dripping out, with my street clothing, but it's hard to tell, isn't it? 50 years from now, who knows? I think to an extent he's definitely not in dripless behavior simply because of all these robes and his majesticness, I guess. High tryharder? Sure, that works for me. I guess maybe we will go through some of the side characters first. Uther's definitely a type. Well, Uther's definitely a type because he has a ton of muscle. He's definitely the tank top type. Baggy kind of pants, of course. He could probably just have his arms out, to be honest, other than tank, with a tank top as well. His hair's a bit longer, you can even tie it in a tiny little ponytail. I think that would look pretty good. Or he could go full on and have kind of like the fur sort of hoodies that I was talking about as well. That works really well as well. It gives him the lordness, I guess, the royalness. He's definitely a potential man, I think. Definitely on the higher end as well. You know, I'm kind of vibing with Farron's like tomboyish 1980s city pop look, which is wild for me to say because I do not like this character. She's literally one of my least favorite characters in this entire cast. But that's actually not the worst vibe I've thought about. That's actually not the worst vibe at all, and it works really well because she's got the short hair. Uther, I'll put him. Oh no, I'll put him here. That's fine. All right, Lloyd and Linus. They're definitely going to be a pair, I think, if I do ever draw them. I guess. Well, this is a little bit difficult. I think they can rock trench coats. I mean, look at Lloyd's portrait. Not this one, but like the full-on one. He's got this kind of long kind of coat going on. I think both of them work really well with that. And, you know, it's just the difference of Linus is wearing sort of tank tops and stuff on the inside, something that's a little bit more revealing of his muscles. Whereas Lloyd would have something more smart. He would have either a button-up or, you know, something like that where it's like, you can kind of tell that he has a little bit more appreciation for like, yeah, I guess like smartness, whereas Linus is more like just ready to go kind of thing. They're both really drippy, I think. Linus is a difficult one. This is so weird, I'm actually starting to see the vision with Farina, which is wild. Will I draw her? I can't guarantee, but maybe. I mean, maybe I'll do the Pegasus Sisters at one point. I feel like someone would really appreciate that. Lloyd's definitely up there. He's gonna kind of look like Dante from Devil May Cry, but hey, that's something, right? And then we can get, Linus, of course. Linus, I think, actually might not be as high tier as Lloyd. And it might be to do with his hairstyle. I might put him here. Okay, Ursula. Ursula's definitely kind of like a choker. Sort of like, I guess, again, like I said, I don't know if they're called crops or not. I'm actually not entirely sure. But the, the type of clothing that just goes around, the chest, of course, revealing the belly and all that. And then kind of have, like, even leather pants or something like that. Some dangly things, like bangles on her arms, some accessories on her. She would work really well with loop earrings, you know, the giant ones. I know some of my female friends kind of, put those on quite a bit. I don't know if I could ever pull off something like that big, though, in terms of, like, jewelry, though. I do like, ear piercings and that sort of thing, but yeah, she is very drippy, but in a different style. Do I prefer her over Farina? She can go here. I think she can go there. We have Sonia, which, without a doubt... Well, actually, there's two routes to go with this as well. You can go with a full-on dress, or yeah, something like incredibly formal. She'd look great in it. Or you could go with the sort of tight denim, high heels, crop top sort of jacket, and then sort of like a loose kind of tee underneath, if that makes sense. Kind of go for this sort of, this is going to sound weird, kind of go for this kind of mum vibe in a sense, or sort of like this, I guess, an employee at work who is a little bit older, but she has style sort of thing, right? Or like a reporter or something like that. She has the drip, she has the style. She's a piece of shit in the game, but that's not what we're discussing here. We're discussing dripness in this franchise, so I think she actually is higher than Gates and stuff, and Dart. Canas can actually go a bit higher, I think. I think Dante from Devil May Cry can go down a bit. Yeah. It is funny. I do really want to dress up Pent and Louise in the most dorkiest outfits ever. Because they totally would. Lim Stella, non-binary. I nearly said queen, which makes no sense and is incredibly ironic with the words I just said. Non-binary champ, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Definitely will look amazing in kind of like a suit or something like that, right? Something really, or like even like a vest or something, like a very bartendery sort of thing, I think would work really well. Of this kind of vibe of, again, like I said, it's this sort of feminine but also boyishness in a sense. which I think is really drippy. This is actually one of the characters I really want to draw, and I think they're a character that I can rank a bit higher even. No, I think Raven is actually not as drippy as I expect. I can put Limsa up here, definitely, without a doubt. Alright, I guess we're going to end off with the three main trio, of course. I will be drawing all three of them in the same picture, so that's going to be fun. Different styles, but again, Lynn's got that ponytail. Any girls that use, well, it doesn't have to be girls, actually, like we established with Lucius. Any person with a ponytail, especially with the neon hair, work incredibly well with a cap. I don't know why it is, it just works well. She can have kind of like a loose jacket, even have her shoulders out if she wants, sort of like, yeah. I guess, yeah, again, just general streetness, and I think that just puts her up here of being so versatile. I think Ninian kind of rocks it a little better, but I'll put her up here. And then Hector's definitely the type that is, it's again, he's going to work really well with baggier jackets and stuff like that, but his silhouette's going to be very square, right, if that makes sense, of like sort of nothing flary, just like really good, like, you know, pants and you know, really like nice bulky jacket and stuff like that. He is also very drippy. Probably not as drippy as Lynn personally, but I think Hector is up here. Hector's definitely up here. I think Hector's like that. And then Elliewood is, yeah, probably a similar style. I think Elliewood would work well with the hoodie jacket combo that I said. I forget who I said that for. It was for one of the characters. I don't remember who it was now. But yeah, it's basically when you have the hoodie underneath like a coat or something. So the coat has the sharp sort of collar that, you know, the collar shape that you can still see. But you also get the casualness of the hoodie from underneath, of this kind of, you know, soft but also stern in a sense. And then, yeah, he could wear dress pants. Then he can wear... you know, either sneakers, or if you want to go a bit more formal, then you can also do that. He would also work really well with a scarf, I think, and it's probably because his character design includes a cape. You know, have a scarf on. You could just have kind of a wintry thing going on with sort of a kind of like a fur jacket, I guess. And, you know, maybe even something like utility pants, you know, with a whole bunch of pockets going on. And yeah, and I guess boots, or you could just do sneakers. Either way, Elliewood is drip. Elliewood is very much drip. I don't think he's as drippy as Lynn. I think I can put him here though. I'm gonna drop Carla down to potential women just so the tier list is a bit more even. But anyways, I guess that's it for my drip to dripless tier list of Fire Emblem 7 the Blazing Blade. Let me know if you actually have any ideas in terms of like what some of these characters could wear, in terms of, you know, maybe elevating their drip status a little more. I am always open to ideas because I'm definitely going to draw a whole bunch of these characters, especially the ones, I think, just going over this, I do think a lot of the characters in... I can confirm to you that the characters in Drip Lord I'm definitely going to draw. Shadows of Balenciaga, I think I'll draw all of them. Not sure about Harkin, not sure about Gates. Fiora's a maybe. But everyone else, yeah, I would draw. And then potential Wooman is when things... I don't know if I'll draw these characters. We'll see. We'll see if there's enough... actually, yeah, let me know down below who you want me to draw next. And I will consider putting them in the next poll, I guess. We'll see. That's how we do things here. It's all about community service and, you know, this great bond we have with each other, of course, which has been tons of fun. It does feel like I'm hanging out with friends whenever I make videos like these. But anywho, I want to end things off here. Thank you so much for joining me this time around. Next time, we're going to dive into something a little bit more degen, a little bit more Fujoshi even. I will be, this is just a little sneak peek, but I will be ranking all of the boy-on-boy ships in Fire Emblem 7. So look out for that one. We'll be doing that next weekend. So yeah, definitely check that one out and let me know what you think about my opinions here. And I'll catch you all next time with some more. Hope to see you all there. Bye bye.